There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. I know it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name, and I got this question on a video not too long ago, and the question was about factoring. I had did a video about trucking, and somewhere in that video, I guess I mentioned factoring, and somebody asked me to please expand on basically what factoring is. And I've done a video talking about factoring. It's called Factoring Explained, but I have a lot of videos on this channel, so I figure I'd just go ahead and do another video on it and kind of even expand on something else about ways to not have to do factoring as far as depending on what you're hauling, right? So, okay, real simple. Factoring is basically getting around having to wait 30 to 60, 90 to 90 days after delivering a load before you get paid. Because many trucking companies, especially small businesses, a lot of them don't have the funds to wait 30 to 60 to 90 days before they get paid for the work that they did almost 3 months ago. So if you're a new business out there, or even if you're an established small business or established, might be even large businesses who use factoring. But if you go and you deliver a load, then let's say you're hauling AC units or something like that. So you haul some AC units, you drop off the load, and you get your bill of lading signed and everything. And so they're going to say, okay, well, we'll get you your money, expecting maybe 30 days. Some of them may say 60 days or 90 days. And so your driver has to drive. You have to put gas in the truck. You have to pay trucking insurance. You have to pay truck notes. Just if something breaks down, if you have to get some straps or new tires, you have to have money to do those things. So unless you can wait 30 to 60 to 90 days, like you paying your driver out of your pocket, or you are doing all the maintenance out of your pocket without, as well as paying for truck notes and trucking insurance and things like that. If you can afford to pay all of those things out of pocket, then that's cool. You don't have to do factoring. Most companies don't have the ability to just have tens or maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars to just hold on to, I guess, those receipts for those bill of ladings and wait to get paid. So what they do is there's banks basically out there, companies that will, I guess, what's the term, front load the funds to you for a percentage. So, all right, so here it goes. You go drop off the load, get your bill of lading. You have your factoring company. You send them all of the information for where you dropped it off, the contract, whatever, all of that stuff that they need, whatever they request, for proof that you delivered those AC units or whatever. You delivered it, you get it signed off, you send them that information, and you can usually upload all that information over some kind of system, like electronically, and some of them will even get you paid out that night for that load that you did today. So you go drop off a $600 load, and you can get that by the time you get home that night. If you do $1,000 load, you can usually get that amount of money by the time you get home, or sometime that next day, or maybe at the end of that week. It just depends on how or what company you're working with, but many of them will get you paid out within 24 hours or 48 hours. So not only are you not having to wait 30 to 60 to 90 days, but you also don't even have to wait 2 weeks at times. You get your money almost immediately, but they do take a percentage. And different companies take different percentages. Might be 3%, might be 2%, might be 6%. I don't know. It would just depend on whatever relationship you have with whatever, I guess, factoring company you decide to go with. So, they will charge you for the service, but you'll have the majority of the money up front. Now, is factoring, would you want to not have to do factoring if you could afford it? Yeah, that's great if you could afford it. It's just that most companies can't. So there is a few things that I discovered when I was doing trucking that you can do to not have to do factoring. And that would just depend on what you decide to haul. So I started out doing general freight. I hauled a couple cars. Well, I started out doing, my first load was a truck. So, I was hauling cars as well still then. But I was trying to get more into general freight. But what I discovered was, of course with factoring, you got to do factoring for most of us. So you're doing factoring and they're taking a percentage. But when I was delivering cars or trucks or vans or whatever I was delivering, they were paying us as soon as we delivered it. They had a check waiting for us, so we get a check and we got it right then. Or they had some kind of other way that they transferred the money, but they did it immediately. As soon as you dropped it off, I was picking up a check, or my driver was picking up a check. And you can do your electronic deposits on depending on whatever kind of bank you have, but you can do that right then. So if I was picking up a truck and a car from Tallahassee and delivering them in Atlanta, then that was maybe $500 or $600. So I would get that immediately the same day without having to go through factoring. So not only would I not have to pay any factoring fees, but I also still got the full amount of money immediately. So that is a way to get around factoring, but that's basically how factoring works. So you get your bill of lading or whatever paperwork they require for you to send to the factoring company. They're basically a bank, and so you give them that. They take a percentage, a small percentage, but depending on if they keep taking $20 or $40 and $60 out of your money every time you get paid, or every time you do a load, then that number just kind of it kind of adds up over time. But it's still, I guess, better than the alternative of waiting 90 days before you receive the load that you dropped off on the first day that you started your business. And so most people won't survive without it, but that's basically factoring explained. If you find any value in this video, man, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, man, and we out. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and if you wanted to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hotshot Volume 1, Own Your Trucking Authority. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. The link will be in the description below. Go get that. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really tried.
You say you want to be successful. Well, what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I caught the bus at Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name.